Okay, I'm back with another video nobody asked for because apparently me mom was waiting for me to release a video so she could see me face, and I was like, I gotta do it for me mom then. Anyways, I splurged a little bit. I spent money I don't have on food, and so we'll be eating food while talking about anime to make it a weekly thing, I guess. I'm gonna make curry to save money. I'm gonna eat curry for the entire next week. Because I have rice and I have old vegetables that I need to use. Anyways, I went to a Japanese marketplace. I heckin' love it. It's called Mitsuwa, and got a few snacks here. I'm gonna eat just a little bit of everything, because if I eat it all, it'll be too much. Anyways, we got takoyaki for $6. Kind of on the expensive side, but it's like $1 per takoyaki. Let's take a look. If you don't know, this is it's fried dough balls with pieces of squid in it. Has a nice sauce on top. Usually they put like some mayo. Okay. Very chewy. It's not like a crispy feel. It's more like a chewy, doughy feel. Yeah. Well, I don't know what this is. Bonito flakes on it? Let me take a look. It's something. And I'm making this because my mom thinks that I'll starve to death if she's not there to feed me. So it's just proof that I'm eating food. Anyways, I've been watching Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1 recently. It's pretty okay. I know I'm late to the party, but I don't know, I just... Lately, consuming things other than food has been a chore. It doesn't feel fun anymore, because I feel like most of the content... I know people don't like the word content, but like, you know, TV shows, movies, games, music, you know, anything, podcasts, books, it's all made to make money. Like it's made to get us hooked and then either milk us for money or milk us for time or both. And you get tired of it, so even anime, but you know. I don't want to talk while I'm eating. This is good. The sauce is a little bit sweet. Have some savory. Is it onion? What is this? I still don't know what these flakes are, but it adds a little bit of like kind of seafoodish kind of flavor. This reminds me of something. I remember, I would take people out to eat, and I would buy them food, but I was broke all the time, so I would pay for their meal because they were broke too. I had no money left over for myself, so I would order something cheap. I remember one time I ordered takoyaki, and I gave everyone a piece. So there was only like a couple pieces left for me, and I ate that. But yeah, this brings back memories. Got a little bit of mayo on there. The sauce is very similar to like katsu sauce. Not quite, but... Is it worth the price? I mean, Japanese stuff is usually expensive because a lot of it is imported from Japan. Well, everything's expensive nowadays, but yeah. I like takoyaki. Y'all can try it. I remember watching a TV show and I forgot what it was, but it was a car channel or something, but there was this dude going around with a Japanese girl and he was a gaijin. I think they were in Japan or somewhere that sold Japanese food, and she was saying that it's squid balls, and then he's like, oh hell no, and I think he thought it was like squid testicles, and I was like, I'm not sure if squids have testicles to begin with, but if they did, they wouldn't be like balls, you know what I mean? It was just a mistranslation. Like she literally meant a ball of dough with squid inside, but the guy thought it meant squid testicles. Anyways, I liked eating this onigiri. Is it onigiri? This. What is this called? Sorry, I'm forgetting my Japanese vocabulary. This is. It says rice from Japan, and it's salmon. And let me look up the price. I want to let people know what it costs, cause it's dude, it's expensive. Everything's expensive nowadays. It's $3. Yeah, that's expensive. Pro tip: if you go to Tensuke Market, which is closer, and you wait until like it's the end of the day, they'll mark it 50% off, so it's way cheaper. But yeah, this is salmon. So usually it's just rice with seaweed, and then there's like a little piece of something in the middle. This is not worth buying, but sometimes I like buying it. You can just eat rice at home and make it yourself, even if you got seaweed. Rice is still relatively cheap, and it's not too hard. Okay. The one that's at Tensuke have the little plastic. It's hard to open if you're not used to it. It has a layer of plastic between the rice and the seaweed, so it doesn't get soggy, and you're supposed to like, it's a weird way of like shuffling it off. Anyways. Oh, there's the rice. If you can see, there's a tiny layer of salmon on the top here. The reason why I like Japanese and Korean cuisine, Chinese cuisine too, is that the stuff that people eat on a daily basis, it's pretty light and healthy. There's a lot of vegetables. There's very light seasoning. In America, everything is overladen? What's the word I'm looking for? It's just too much salt and sugar and everything, and you know, when you taste, you know, Japanese or Korean cuisine, you might be like, this is really bland. It's just that you're not used to that having flavors thrown in your face, mostly salt or sugar, or both. That's not to say that there's a lot of sodium in certain dishes. There's a lot. Okay. As you can see, so a little bit more salmon. So going back to Jujutsu Kaisen, I like it. I mean, the story is whatever, and the characters are whatever. But I do like the action sequences. It's a shonen anime at heart, and it kind of reminded me of old school Dragon Ball Z, where people are just flying through buildings and trees, and there's no way a human can survive that. If you get flung hard enough to break through a tree, you would be, you know, you'd be like minced meat. You'd be splattered against the tree before the tree breaks. So there's also the animation is really good. I think it was Mappa who did it, but it was exquisite. I'm really not a fan of 3D in anime, so if they use it sparingly, I'm okay with it. And for Jujutsu Kaisen, they use it sparingly for some B-roll scenes where it's not really important. It does look a bit goofy, like an overlord, where they have like a bunch of like copy and pasted characters just walking, and you're like, this looks a little goofy, but it works. This is rice. The salmon does add a little bit of flavor. Usually they add a little bit of salt to the rice to begin with, but just a handy way of eating rice, you know. The seaweed is like a wrapper. Also, I realized that Jujutsu Kaisen, the layout is very close to like Naruto, where, you know, they always have teams of 3, 2 guys and 1 girl. Even similar stereotypes like a cold-hearted genius, and then the girl is like a passionate but really strong and like tomboyish figure. You know, they have training missions. They gotta, you know, level up their rank, and then bad guys attack during their exam. This for Jujutsu Kaisen, there's like a fight between 2 schools, and then they kind of raid that. So I was like, man, this kind of feels very similar, in a very comfortable way. Doesn't really add anything new, and it's not very deep. Again, in terms of the narrative itself or the character writing, most of the attention is given to the action, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes I just want some mindless anime. Like I'm watching Eden Zero Season 2 right now, and I am loving it. Is it a good anime? No, not really. I don't think it's for most people, but I heckin' love it. I don't like the fan service. I know people don't believe me, but my friends joke when I say this. I hate fan service in animes. I want the story. So whenever I see fan service, I'm turned off. Like Mushoku Tensei Season 2 right now is going on, and I really like the main story, but then when they have all this fan service parts and just like, it's just gross, you know, to me. Anyways. Now we have Calbee My Pote. I got these French onion soup last time. This is the garlic herb butter. This was, I think this was a few dollars. Let me look it up. This was $1.99, so it's not bad. It's actually a decent serving size. Like this is 330 calories if you eat the whole thing. Usually takes me, I usually eat just a little bit one day and I finish it the next. Okay. Alright, let's gonna eat a little bit. I might eat it later tonight, because, you know. Okay. This is, I feel like this is gonna be like sour cream and onion, but let's just check. It definitely tastes the garlic, and it does taste herby. Like, you know, like if you season a steak, you know, rosemary, thyme, you know, the standard herbs that you use, it kind of has that kind of flavor. Just very little bit. It's more like chives, I feel like. Onion powder, that's it. MSG, that's seasoning of life. There's a giant chip here. Look at that. I gotta say, I like the French onion soup one better. This one, the flavor, it's not even on the chips. I don't know if this is just a bag that didn't turn out as good, but some chips are a little bit stronger in flavor than others, and when it's kind of weak, it tastes very mild. A little bit buttery, just a little bit of herbs. I wish it was just a teensy bit stronger, but that's fine. Also, if you think about it, potato chips are scams because potatoes are super cheap and they charge so much for a bag which doesn't even contain a full potato. And a potato can be had for very cheap. I don't know, like a 5 cents or something. I don't know how much potatoes cost around here, but you know, if you get like a, you know, X pound bag, they're usually pretty cheap. Maybe not 5 cents nowadays, you know, with inflation and I feel like it's more than inflation. I feel like people are price gouging, but I remember this because I remember watching a short documentary where chip companies were trying to break into China and no one was buying potato chips because everyone was like, yo, I can buy potatoes for cheaper and make it myself if I wanted to. So when I think about it, potato chips are a very high profit margin item if marketed correctly, because again, you don't really need a lot of potatoes to fill up a bag. And it's just a flavor delivery mechanism. So the seasoning is, you know, it's pretty cheap, I would imagine. Just a flavor delivery mechanism. Alright, let me get my drink and one dessert item that I'm just gonna eat a tiny piece of. I'm gonna put the chips in the Tupperware later after this video, but let me get it real quick. Okay, lately I've been splurging on caffeine, which is bad for me because I'm very sensitive. It takes a long time to process, but I got this tea because it has Nami on it. I love One Piece. It's orange flavored. It has black tea, honey, artificial flavor, acidulant, ascorbic acid, and high fructose corn syrup. Primary ingredient is orange and apple juice. That was $2.99. A little bit on the pricey side. This one was the most expensive. This one I freaking tried it one time. I loved it. It's the Yuzu white chocolate mousse cake. It costs $7.99. It's very tiny. In my opinion, it's worth it, you know? It's not something you get regularly, but every once in a while. Look at this. It's so pretty. It tastes really good. Okay. Take a small piece and then go. Presumably that is yuzu. Oh my god, that's so good. This is like a key lime pie, sort of, in terms of flavor profile. Citrusy. There's a fruit filling in the middle. Graham cracker crust on the bottom. And then thin layers of cream on either side. And the cream is pretty good. Oh my, this is so good. This thing I love. It's the other flavors. They're all $8. I might try them out. Maybe in a month or so. I spent too much money, so I have to not buy anything for a while now. Anyways, let's try the drink, and then we'll call it an end. So I'm more excited about food than I am about anime. So I haven't talked about Jujutsu Kaisen a lot, but I'm about I think I'm in episode 20 or something. It's Minute Maid, really. Oh, that's interesting. It's like black tea with a little bit of orange. Yeah, it's actually better than I thought. I thought it was gonna be more juicy, but this is it's mostly black tea, and then the fruit kind of melds very well with the fruit. I mean, the tea flavor. This is pretty good. It doesn't taste overly sweet too, but I bet it has a lot of sugar. Let me check. 24 grams of sugar in the bottle. Yeah, One thing I like about Japanese drinks, when you buy the tea or the coffee, they have versions with like no sugar in it at 0 calories, and I love that. It's kind of hard to find that in America other than sparkling water. And I don't know why Americans are obsessed with sparkling water when, you know, I would like to see. I like sparkling water too, don't get me wrong. I like the liquid death stuff. You see me review it. I just don't think it makes sense to charge more for sparkling water than for soda when there's less things in the sparkling water. You know what I mean? It's just carbonated water with less flavoring and less sugar. Almost no sugar. I'm sorry, it's no sugar for most of them. Like, why would you charge me more? Why is it more expensive? Get that nonsense out of here. But it's good. It's good. I like it because, you know, sometimes you want the bubbles. I like the liquid that stuff because it has, I think, 4 or 5 grams of sugar in each really tall can. So there's a tiny bit of sweetness to them, and I prefer that. But, you know, like, I want to see more teas and coffees with no sugar in it, and no sugar substitute, just no sugar, period. Like, you know, if you go to a Japanese market, even a Korean market, or Chinese market, you just see just teas, a bunch of teas in bottles, you know? Why can't we have that? But yeah, something I like to see, I like to see more of, because it's nice, you know, you can make your own tea, obviously, but the tea selection in American groceries are very weak. I would like to see a little bit higher quality teas, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna put the chips in a Tupperware container. I'm gonna put the cake in the fridge, and then I'm gonna eat it either later tonight or tomorrow. And I also have a milk coffee, which I will save. But yeah, that was it. The coffee was $1.79, so it's cheaper. But I like Tensuke better because even though there's less options, it is usually more affordable. They have items on sale. Just have to, you know, check what's on sale and what's not. And they also have a 2% cashback program through a coupon card where they give you stamps for every $10 spent. And when you fill out all 50 stamps, you get a $10 gift card, which is I mean, you gotta spend a lot of money. Anyways, I'm gonna call it there. That's it. I know no one cares about this type of content. Mostly making it for me mom so she can see me and know I'm alive and eating. Anyways, that's gonna be it. If you guys like this, you know, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know too. I'm still gonna make it because it's for my mom. Okay. But yeah, maybe if I can get a more structured format where, you know, I can talk about anime while eating food, I think that'll be pretty good. Or whatever I'm watching, because I like watching shows every once in a while. When I'm bored, I will just binge watch like a whole season in a night, and you know, and then not watch anything for like a month, and then come back a month later and just binge watch one thing. Alright, that's gonna be it. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for watching, fellas. I'm gonna dip. I'm experimenting with content right now, like different formats. I think one thing before I end, one thing I'm thinking about a lot is I don't want the content to feel highly produced, because when I think about it, like it's making up. Most people do it with the wrong intentions, and the wrong intention being they want to increase their own. What is the word I'm looking for here? They want people to take them seriously by how good their content looks when they don't know anything. You know, I don't want to. My God, you know, like two content creators come up to mind, and they released 2 videos that were just. It was stupid. Like, they literally made up stuff, and these are 2 quote unquote huge tech content creators. And now I'm not gonna name them, but. I was like, how do you make stuff up? You literally made stuff up. You could have just Googled it, did like 1 minute of quote unquote research, and you would have found out what you're saying is false. But since they're so charismatic and their content looks so good, people, you know, think they're a trustworthy source. So the reason why it's so highly produced is to deceive the audience. So when I make content, I don't want to deceive anybody. Although I will try to subconsciously, well, we all try to fool people into, you know, thinking that, you know, whatever it is that you want people to perceive you as, like richer than you are, more popular, whatever, you know, it's just our own ego, you know, it kind of sneaks that in there. So I'm trying my best to strip my content down to be as transparent and real as possible, where it's just like, I'm not trying to fool anybody, I'm not trying to get clout on the internet, I'm just trying to make stuff that I want to make and hopefully make money off of it. That's it. I think one thing that I do want to try is I'm experimenting with trying to increase the value that the people that watch the content get. So that's where I think increasing production value makes sense, is if it provides more value to the person watching. And that's very hard to do because, you know, every time you're making a video as a person who wants to get big on YouTube, or even who is already big on YouTube, you're like, you just think about like, how do I get more people to watch, right? Instead of like, is this what I want to make? And how do I give the people that are watching this the most value for their time? And that looks and feels different than like, oh, I want people to think that I know what I'm talking about. I want people to be hooked on my content. That feels different than I want people to get the most out of my content. And yeah, those are two different things, but it's very easy to blur the line as you make content, because you have to chase clout if you want to be successful. And it's very hard to not fall into that, you know, chasing clout, chasing numbers, trying to make money. It's very hard because you have to be patient. You have to work really hard, and you have to work for a long time doing what you believe in before it might pay off, or may never pay off. Whereas, you know, if you chase views first, then you can find that success. It might not last though, and you might burn out because you're doing something that you don't want to do, right? And all these thoughts, honestly, I kind of don't want to make content at all. I think the platforms and content itself is such a negative influence on society that it's better not to do it. But I'm just still struggling with that. This is all I have right now that's working. And it's not working very well, but it's all I have in life right now. So I'm sticking with it because it's all I got. But we'll see. Like, I wouldn't mind deleting everything I have. My YouTube channel, my Twitch channel, TikTok, my Steam account, just get rid of all my games. Like, I really wouldn't mind that at all. Other than a handful of people I would like to talk to. But alright, now I'm over. I'm getting old. I'm really rambling. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying my best to provide maximum value in certain pieces of content. Not this, obviously. This one. This one just for me, mom. Okay. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time.